Hey everyone, this is Dale, and you'll notice once you start getting into the assignment for Blog Review 4 that one of your posts needs to be related to the analytics of your site and of your social accounts. So I want to walk you through that process. We just got finished in lecture talking about data and how it can help tell a story. So now we want to look at some of the data that's available to you through your blog and through your social accounts. So I'm logged in here to the School of Journalism's WordPress blog, and it will probably load for you too as well, first in the reader version. So to see your analytics, you have to go over here and click on My Sites to do that. So here you can see we now have our analytics. If you're already in this dashboard version, which is where we make most of our posts, you can still get to the site stats by clicking Site Stats over here. And once it loads, it will take you through this, and you can see here. And now it's asking, do you want to view the advanced or enhanced stats? If you click yes, it will take you right back here to this dashboard that we were looking at. So different ways to get to there. So let's just take a quick overview of this. You'll notice the initial site right here, or the initial tab selected, is days. So these are breaking it down day by day for the past month or so, right? So you can click on weeks to get a better breakdown of the past weeks. Most of you will probably be starting about right here, right? Because we started our blog project in mid-January or late January. So once you click on weeks, you're going to want to look and see where you had your most successful week. So for us, on this particular one, it's quite simple. It was this week of February 20th through February 26th. And you can see we had 488 views out of 370 visitors. So that was pretty far and above our most successful week. And then if I click on that week, we might get a pretty good idea of why that happened. And you can see it was one particular article that got a lot of those views. So this alumnus spotlight on Kevin Quintero, who's a graduate of ours, got a lot of hits. Now, you will be responsible for not only finding your most popular week and writing about it, you'll also need to find your most popular post. So I have a pretty good guess that this is that most popular post. But to do that, I still want to click on Post and Pages, and I want to look at quarter, which will take a look for the past 3 months or so. Actually, you could do year because that will take a look at the past year, which for y'all will be the past 4 months because that's all you've been blogging. So you can see the homepage is the #1 most viewed page on the blog, but that's not what we want, right? We want the most popular post. And it was that article about Kevin Quintero. So the numbers back that up. Now, we ask you to try and figure out a reason why. So if I had to guess with this, you'll have a much more intimate knowledge of why you think your posts performed better than others. Sometimes you got some retweets from someone who has a social following. You shared it yourself. Maybe you only shared one article on Facebook and it got more views than the others. For this, I don't have any intimate knowledge about this Kevin Quintero article, but what I can tell you is I know he is very active on social, so I'm guessing he shared it himself, and then that led to the higher than normal audience that we had on anything else. One other thing we want y'all to look for are surprises. So I'm just going to go back. Let's look at months. And let's just go through these and see if we can spot any surprises. You will probably have more surprises than I will be able to find here on this. But, down here, it's no surprise that the majority of our traffic comes from the United States. We do have some visits from India, which that's a little strange. Also one from Brazil. So that is a little bit of a surprise. You can see we had some search terms here. It says, does BBC accept organization to come visit? So that was something that someone searched for that brought them to our blog because we had an article about the study abroad trip visiting the BBC, I would assume. So that's a little bit of a surprise. But other than that, pretty self-explanatory. It would make sense. Again, y'all will just be looking from January on We had that huge spike in February with that one particular article, but that's the kind of things you would be looking for in terms of surprises. So you'll handle that, and then you'll write about it for your last blog post. So make sure and be reading the instructions and getting down what it is exactly we're looking for. Those are the big three things regarding your WordPress analytics: the most popular week, the most popular post, and why you think that is, and then any surprises that you noticed along the way. Then I also mentioned in the instructions that it's a good idea to go into your Twitter analytics and see if anything there stands out to you. So if you go to analytics.twitter.com and log in, you have access to Twitter analytics, and you can get some really good insight from these. So Twitter does everything in terms of months, so you'll have to scroll back quite a ways. But you can see here's for the past 28 days. You'll notice my numbers are down pretty dramatically, especially the number of tweets that I've done and the number of times I've been mentioned. I have a pretty good explanation from that, other than people might be bored with me. But 1 month ago was South by Southwest, and so I was tweeting a lot from South by Southwest and getting a lot of mentions. Tweets were being seen by more people. In the month after South by, I kind of went back to my normal tweeting schedule. And so that would explain why those numbers are down across the board. You can see here so far for the month of April, I've had 19 tweets seen by 31,000 people. About 660 have gone to my profile, 7 new followers. This tweet of Lucy had 77 likes on it and a couple of retweets. So, that would be some good analytics or data for you to understand, especially if it involves something of your posts that helped with that. Now, if you go back to March, you're going to see a pretty dramatic difference. I tweeted a lot more. So I tweeted, let's see, I've done 19 so far this month, and I had 162 for March. But again, that was South by Southwest. So that would explain the bump in followers. It would explain, why so many people went to my profile, and also mentions and tweet impressions went up quite a bit. So you can continue to go through there, and you can see your top mention. So somebody else mentioned me in this tweet. They used one of my pictures. This tweet in particular of Lucy, you can see Lucy tweets tend to be pretty popular, had 13,000 impressions. It'll tell you the person who followed you, who has the most followers, and then your tweet with media in it, meaning videos or photo. It'll tell you which one did the best. So you can continue to go through and look at your analytics for that and see what you find with your blog in particular. So see what it is, how your Twitter activity is performing, particularly when it comes to your blog, and then use that data and interpret that data and then communicate that data in Blog Review 4.